He thought he had the perfect life, a beautiful wife, a stable job, a home filled with laughter. But perfection is often a fragile illusion, and his was about to shatter into a million pieces. It all started on a mundane Tuesday morning. His wife Clara had already left for a work conference, a 3-day trip she'd been planning for weeks. He was getting ready for his own day when he noticed her favorite handbag, the one she took everywhere, sitting on the kitchen chair. She must have forgotten it in her rush. He smiled, thinking he'd tease her about it later. He picked it up to move it, but something felt off. A small folded piece of paper was sticking out from the side pocket. Curiosity got the better of him. He pulled it out, assuming it was a grocery list or a random doodle. But it wasn't. The paper was crisp, a receipt from a fancy downtown hotel. That was strange. Clara's conference was at a budget-friendly convention center near the airport, not some luxury suite in the heart of the city. His heart began to hammer against his ribs. He unfolded the receipt completely. It was for a 2-night stay, checked in yesterday. But that wasn't the detail that made his blood run cold. At the bottom, scrawled in a handwriting he didn't recognize, was a short, devastating message. "Thanks for another incredible night. Can't wait for our next business trip, love. M." Who was M? The words swam before his eyes. Another incredible night, our next business trip. The air was sucked from his lungs. It couldn't be. Not Clara, not his Clara. They had been together for 10 years, married for 7. They had built a life together, shared dreams, weathered storms. He trusted her implicitly. He sank into the chair, the receipt trembling in his hand. The note was a dagger, twisting in his gut. A storm of emotions washed over him: disbelief, confusion, a white-hot surge of anger, and a deep, gut-trenching pain. He needed proof. He needed to know for sure before his world completely imploded. His mind raced. The conference. He grabbed his phone, his fingers fumbling as he dialed the number for the convention center. He asked for Clara's company, for her name. The receptionist's voice was polite but firm. "I'm sorry, sir, but there's no one by that name registered for any conference here this week." The phone slipped from his hand and clattered onto the floor. The lie was laid bare. There was no conference. The 3-day trip was a lie. The hotel receipt, the note from M? It all clicked into place with horrifying clarity. He felt a profound sense of foolishness. How long had this been going on? How many business trips had there been? He thought back over the past few months, the late nights at the office, the sudden weekend trips with friends he'd never met. He had trusted her, never questioning, never doubting. The love and trust he had felt just moments before curdled into a bitter poison. He spent the next 2 days in a daze, a ghost in his own home. Every object, every photograph, was a painful reminder of the lie he had been living. He barely ate, barely slept. He replayed their entire relationship in his head, searching for signs he might have missed. Were there any? Or was she just that good at hiding her double life? He was torn between wanting to confront her the second she walked through the door and wanting to disappear, before she ever came back. He didn't know which would be more painful. When the key finally turned in the lock on Thursday evening, his heart felt like it was going to explode. Clara walked in, a bright smile on her face, carrying a small gift bag. "Honey, I'm home. I missed you so much," she chirped, moving to kiss him. He flinched away, taking a step back. The hurt and confusion on her face would have normally broken his heart. Now it just fueled his anger. "How was the conference?" he asked, his voice dangerously quiet. Her smile faltered for a second. "Oh, it was great. Long, but productive. I even brought you a little something." She held out the bag. He ignored it, walked over to the kitchen table and picked up the hotel receipt and the damning note. He held them out for her to see. "I think you forgot this," he said, his voice dripping with ice. The color drained from Clara's face. Her eyes darted from the note to his face, her mask of innocence crumbling. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. The silence stretched thick with betrayal. "Who is M. Clara?" he finally asked, the name feeling like acid on his tongue. She stammered, trying to form an excuse, a lie, anything. But it was too late. The evidence was undeniable. Her shoulders slumped in defeat, and the tears she had been holding back finally began to fall. I can explain," she whispered. But what was there to explain? The betrayal was absolute. In that moment, he saw her not as his wife, the woman he loved, but as a stranger. A stranger who had shattered his trust and broken his heart without a second thought. He knew with a certainty that chilled him to the bone that his life would never be the same. The man who had woken up on Tuesday morning, happy and in love, was gone forever. In his place was someone else, someone colder, harder, and utterly alone. He didn't yell, he didn't scream, he just felt a profound emptiness. "I want you to pack your bags," he said, his voice devoid of all emotion. "And I want you to be gone by the time I get back." He turned and walked out the door, not looking back. He didn't know where he was going. He just knew he couldn't stay in that house, in that life, a moment longer. As he walked into the cool night air, he felt a strange sense of release. The pain was immense, a physical weight on his chest, but beneath it was the first glimmer of something else. Freedom. The end of a lie is also a beginning. The journey ahead would be difficult, filled with grief and uncertainty. But for the first time in a long time, he was seeing the world with clear eyes. He had lost his wife, his marriage, his picture-perfect life, but in finding that forgotten note, he had found something far more valuable, the truth. And the truth, no matter how painful, has the power to set you free. His old life was over, but a new one, a more honest one, was just beginning, and that was a future he could face. If you've ever felt the pain of betrayal or are navigating a difficult chapter in your own life, remember that you are not alone. It's okay to seek support from friends, family, or a professional therapist to help you heal. Your strength is greater than your pain. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content.